There we go, folks. 7 bells. Greetings, fellow Hapsters, once again, and welcome, replay viewers. It's Martin here, reporting live and direct from our nation's capital, Ottawa. I'm standing right here in front of the Parliament buildings, Parliament Hill. Elena, hey, how are you? So we have the clock tower of Parliament Hill and the Centennial Flame just behind me here, and the noise of Wellington Street coming up behind. Art lover, hey! I am on a little bit of a personal journey right now. I've gone to Ottawa for at least the next couple of months, or possibly more. We'll see what happens. Just to find myself and to develop a little bit more sort of personal independence and autonomy, while Christina runs the shop back in Toronto. I'm going to turn the camera around because there's so much more to take a look at here. Boom. We get the front gates here, the Parliament buildings, and some of the oldest buildings around in Ottawa, dating back to the 1830s, 1840s. Good for you and all the best to you. Thank you, Elena. Hopefully everyone can hear me okay. I'm running on my hands-free, and it is a little breezy, a little windy every once in a while. So as you can tell by the there we go, by the Centennial Flame. I remember it's the Eternal Flame. It was always called the Eternal Flame, but now it's been renamed the Centennial Flame. From Oshawa to Ottawa. Yeah, exactly. From an Osh to an Ot. But yeah, it is a little bit breezy. You can see the flag up at the top of the tower, and all the flags in Ottawa. I don't know if you can see this one over here on the west block. Sorry, hang on. Yes, the west block. All the flags in Ottawa, especially the Canadian flags. Hey, Jedi Senshi, how are you? Are flying at half-mast, and that's I would assume partly due to the pandemic, and also partly due to this here. Something I didn't realize was actually going on here by the Centennial Flame and in the little sort of plaza leading up to the Parliament buildings. All of this is for the Every Child Matters movement. What is that? All that in the middle. So this is the Centennial Flame. It burns around the clock, 24/7, 365, and it's been doing so since, I don't know, the 1870s or something like that. And around it are the plaques for each of the provinces and territories of Canada. And then right now, this collage and cluster of gifts and offerings and memorials is all for Every Child Matters, which is the movement in support of the plight of the Indigenous children in the residential schools, which is a big thing right now up here in Canada. So the entire Centennial Flame is circled with all of these little shoes and little plush animals and memorial gifts and flowers and little candles. There's no candles lit right now, but obviously because of the wind and possibly safety. Jedi, since you started packing for the convention, awesome, cool. Yes, for anyone local, we're still looking for a volunteer or two that can help receive on the Saturday of the convention. For anyone in the Toronto area, it's help out. Help with volunteers for Friday for the panel and Sunday for just doing a walk around and having doing photos and stuff like that. People have given a lot, yeah, and that's just here around the flame. And if you look a little bit farther over here, this little sea of shoes, tiny little, kids' shoes of all kinds. There were, I think it was 216 Aboriginal students. The graves of 216 Aboriginal students were found. Harder to hear you now. Yeah, it's every time the wind picks up, it blows against my earpiece. Unfortunately, it's blowing in my ear. But yeah, they found the graves of unmarked graves of 216 Aboriginal students. It's not as good as when the wind picks up, but you can't control that. No, I mean I could cup my other hand over the earpiece and hope that it'll block some of the wind. It might make me sound a little bit tunnely, but we'll see how things go. We're going to start the tour here at the Parliament buildings. Of course, you can't go in right now. I mean, they do still do tours right now, even during the pandemic. They've opened things up a little bit more, but obviously not at this hour on a Saturday. There is a lot of support, yeah, and it's big. It's huge all over the place. Going through some of the the First Nations communities. Every front yard has a little flag or a little orange T-shirt, like Gary Owens from Laughing. Exactly, yeah. This is Gary Owens recording live from Ottawa. Which just sounds a lot like Christina's dad when he was reporting, because he was a political reporter, so he was all over Ontario. He'd come to Ottawa quite a lot, and he'd do a lot of stuff from the provincial legislature in Toronto, of course. Looks like a little like Big Ben in London. Yeah, it was inspired by Big Ben. Yeah, and that's another thing. A little do people know, Big Ben is actually the name of the bell in the clock tower in the in London. So it's not the name of the actual tower; it's the name of the bell. I didn't know that either until a couple of years ago. So, but right now they're doing a lot of, as you can see by the cranes, they're doing a lot of restoration to the Parliament buildings, some new roofing and waterproofing and stuff like that. So they've got this big construction barricade with lots of little informational pieces here and there in front of it. So you can't actually walk up to the buildings or anything right now. Sorry, this is the West Block here. The West Block and the East Block over here are both pretty much parliamentary government offices. Been to London once, got to go sing there with the choir I was part of in college. Oh, nice, nice. Yeah, we went to London. We went to England in '91 and went all over London and the surrounding counties and stuff. It took the Brit Rail out to different locations to go and do some touring and stuff. But the West Block and the East Block are predominantly government offices, so not a lot of exciting stuff to see there. They do offer some tours. I think the West Block here isn't open to the public. And a little farther back behind, we're going to head in that direction shortly, along Wellington Street, near the Rito Canal is the Canadian Senate building, which is, it's not part of the actual parliamentary block here. I'd like to go back one day. Oh yeah, we'd love to as well. This is a cool thing here. This building across the street, I can't remember what building it is, so we can go walk in that direction. All the windows on the second and third floor are projection screens, projecting various images onto the windows at night. So, various, looks like right now it's a lot of First Nations stuff. I see canoes and little leather pouches and artwork like that. Speak up, please. Okay, I'll see what I can do. I mean, it's not like I'm in a quiet space or anything that I can that I'd be disturbing anyone. So it's kind of a cool thing. And then, yeah, you can see all the flags up there are all half-mast as well. You can just barely see the masts, the little white poles. Now, of course, over here, there's one over there. There's a couple parked over here with their headlights on. Are the what are they call it? It's not the Canadian Secret Service, but basically it's Canadian the Special Police, basically providing security and guarding the parliamentary block here. Oh yeah, that's the sound. That's the wind. That's all those banners along the street. They're flapping in the wind. I was like, what is that sound? Earlier today, it was looking like a really nice day in Ottawa. It was like a little chilly, but the sun was out. There was just a little bit of cloud, and then as the day wore on, as it got a little closer to the evening, really dark clouds rolled in. And about an hour ago, it was pouring rain. And I'm thinking to myself, "Oh my God, I'm going to do a walking tour of Ottawa. It's pouring rain. I forgot my umbrella. It's back where I'm staying." Yeah. So far, so good. The rain stopped about 10 minutes before the broadcast. I'm seeing a few openings in the clouds. So all is good. So we'll walk along here. This is Wellington Street. So this is one of the main strips through downtown Ottawa, and it goes right past the Parliament buildings. Of course, be careful out there. Oh yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much. So I love this little bit here. After the union of Upper and Lower Canada, Upper Canada being Ontario, Lower Canada being Quebec, the provinces, right? After the union of Upper Lower Canada in 1841. Kingston, Montreal, Toronto, and Quebec were in succession the seat of government in the 1850s. These cities contended for the title of permanent capital of Canada. Called upon to resolve the issue in 1857, Queen Victoria chose Ottawa. In 1867, the Fathers of Confederation reaffirmed this choice, and Ottawa became the capital of the new Dominion of Canada. So it's funny, it's like Kingston, Montreal, Toronto, and Quebec were in the running. Ottawa got the got assigned to be the capital, so it wasn't even in the running. And the Queen said, "No, I want to use Ottawa." Just curious, but do you know how to speak French? Not really. No. Did you say you were camping? No, I'm not camping. No. Um, I have been assigned a little temporary space to stay by the local um, mental health services, halfway in between them. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Halfway between Toronto, Kingston, Montreal, and Quebec. Can Christina speak French? She knows some French curse words thanks to her grandmother, but not a lot of French. Neither of us, we both took it in high school, but neither of us are very fluent in French anymore. Where I'm staying is the place I'm staying in right now is in a predominantly it's a much more a denser French. Too cold for camping, yeah. It's in a denser French neighborhood, so all the signs are French with a little bit of English here and there. So it's been a little bit challenging figuring out what's where, and but so far so good, not so bad. So what my plan is out here is basically to get some part-time work on my mental health with the local services, and I know Russian too, and I've had people tell me to tell them bad words in Russian. I know everyone does that, right? But yeah, find myself some part-time work on my mental health, find a room to rent or something like that that's really cheap, and so I can still from here, remotely contribute to the business and contribute to what Christine is trying to accomplish and run back in Toronto. And once I've sorted myself out and figured things out, then be in a better position to return and be a more active part. Are the services better in Ottawa? They are, just to a certain degree. There's various services that are better in one city or the other. But what the advantage of Ottawa right now is, it puts me in a space where I can't just run to somebody's help or ask for a friend to help me out with anything. How far is where you are from your home? Ottawa is about a 4.5 hour drive from Toronto. So I'm going to wait here for the light to change because we're going to go to um, our next little place. Oh, you drove? Actually, I took a bus from Toronto to Ottawa, so I don't have access to a car. So I'm resigned to. There we go. Okay, why do we have a green light in this direction but a walk signal in the other direction? Oh, because it's a left turn green light. Okay, and they're left turning. So yeah, basically public transit and walking support systems are important. So yeah, oh exactly. But for me, my problem was I relied too much on friends bailing me out of situations and stuff like that. So I don't want to get into too much detail on it, but this basically means I'm flying on my own and have to do everything for myself and not rely on other people to remind me what to do. Which is, for me, that's a good thing. That's something I've never had to do in my life. So at 54, I'm kind of relearning how to be an adult. Yeah, exactly. So, but yeah, focus a little bit more on the tour of Ottawa here. That fantastic castle-like building there is the Fairmont, what is it, Chateau Laurier. Fairmont Chateau Laurier. It's like the most trendiest, poshest hotel in Ottawa, named after Sir Wilfrid Laurier, which was one of the earlier Prime Ministers of Canada. Yay, the Haps Hug Award. Thank you, Elena. Hug myself. Especially because it's kind of chilly tonight. It's about 12 or 13 degrees right now in Ottawa, and a little bit breezy. So I appreciate your candor. Enjoy the new scenery. Yeah, well, candor is definitely something to something to use at this point. Just because there's no point in freaking myself out or breaking down or anything along those lines. Me too, to a certain extent. Yeah. So yeah, the Chateau Laurier, and it's like every major city in Canada has a big fancy hotel, and they're all owned by Fairmont, right? So there's the Chateau Laurier. So you found a place to live over there. Haven't officially found a place to live right now. Basically, the mental health services system is providing me with some space temporarily, but the goal is to get some work and get a place, even if it's just a small room in a shared space. It is a beautiful hotel, yeah. And then Toronto's got the Fairmont Royal York. You know, again, Fairmont bought a whole bunch of the big hotels all over the country. And then there's the Hotel Vancouver in Vancouver, which is really an original name, right? The Hotel Vancouver. So what we have here, this phenomenal thing here is the Canadian War Memorial, or the National War Memorial. Great architecture. Oh yeah, it's fantastic. A lot of this was built in the 1830s to 1850s. So this war memorial was originally created to commemorate the Canadian soldiers who gave their lives in the Great War in World War One. And it's very, it's well lit from various directions. So even at night, it's actually pretty cool. But I'm going to give an overview, and I'm going to get a little bit closer so you guys can see it. But it's an amazing broad sculpture of Canadian Forces troops, infantrymen and cavalry. You've got those men and women on the in the sculpture, and you've got the Army represented around the other side. There's the Navy and Air Force represented as well. My grandpa on my dad's side fought and died in World War II in Russia. Oh, there you go, yeah. But yeah, so here we go. We're coming a little bit closer. Now I got something else to show you guys on this site here. But the National War Memorial. This is where the big national Remembrance Day ceremonies are held. So here we go. I don't know how well we can see that. Yeah, a little bit. 1914 to 1918 in service to Canada. So that's the original commemoration that this monument was put up for. And you just see the detail in the bronze. Okay, the high five award. Thank you, Joel. Here, give a high five to the camera. So you got, various infantrymen with their rifles and their, I guess, the machine guns early. Wow, yeah. Cool, yeah, it is very cool. And then if you come around this side, we've got, here in the front corner, we've got a Scotsman, as you can tell by the kilt. And we've got a naval sailor. You can tell the bell-bottom trousers, the duffel bag, the type of cap. And just to the inside from him, you can just see him, flight cap and earmuffs. There's a pilot. So originally for 1914 to 1918 World War One, and then added to it was 1939 to 1945, which is the World War II dates, the World War II years. Here we have 1899 to 1902, which I believe was the Boer War. The British and Canadians were quite involved in the Boer War, which was in Africa, I believe. And then 1950 to 1953 was the Korean War. There we have being able to see different parts of the world, all from the comfort of my home. Exactly, yeah. Couch tourism, sofa tourism. Yeah, there we have a woman as part of the group, and of course they're all collectively hauling this gigantic cannon. It's funny. Christina made a comment last time we were down here that it's a bronze sculpture of a cannon instead of them actually putting a cannon up there on the sculpture. Right? They actually made a bronze replica of a cannon, of one of the howitzers. And then back here is back to the 1914, 1918. You can see there it's the original inscription because the dates are carved in the granite, as opposed to the other dates, which are bronze added to the granite after the fact. And again, 1939 to 1945. And then around here, we have one more set of dates. It's 2001 to 2014, which I believe was the Afghan War. So, once from 9/11 to when things were finally kind of resolved and it was safe to move out of the Middle East. So again, the Korean War dates. And now the other thing that is on this plaza, the National War Memorial, is this. And this is lit from behind me, atop one of the neighboring buildings. But this is the renowned Tomb of the Unknown Soldier, and it is actually the resting place. Hope you're able to get something warm to eat and drink. Yeah, no problem at all. They had horses hauling heavy equipment in the early wars before mechanization. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and that's why they got that one horse up there in the sculpture. But this is the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier, and this is actually the resting place of a Canadian soldier who gave his life at Vimy, France, during World War I. And his body was recovered, but he was never identified because they can never find his records or identification on him. So they don't know who he is, but they know he was a Canadian soldier from his uniform. And they laid him to rest here. And he is a symbol of all of the young men that gave their lives in service to our country in World War I. So the tomb itself is adorned with laurel leaves, which symbolize peace and victory. Military sword, symbolizing strength of the military strength. Obviously the soldier's helmet. That was where the officer was killed a few years ago. That's right. Yeah, there was a bit of some lunatic came through and tried to open fire on people and everything. And here at the at the Parliament buildings where he was finally taken down. But yeah, there was one of the police officers. There was a police officer on the scene that got shot. And of course, the maple leaves to denote Canada. We have the poppy, of course, made famous by Flanders Fields. And the other three corners have the crests. These were provided to soldiers who, yeah, exactly. These are provided to soldiers who served in the Canadian military. And there's three different ones here. They're the same crest, but the center monogram, I guess you could say, denotes the different monarchs that reigned during the time. So we have George V, George VI, and Elizabeth II. So there we go, the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier. Here lie the remains of Canada's unknown soldier. So, and of course, there's signs everywhere. Please respect this grave. This is an actual grave site, not just a monument. So there we go, Tomb of the Unknown Soldier, and got this is, I can't remember which street this is here. Leads right up to the tomb, and it sort of splits, goes around it like a circle. And we have another commissionaire's security, black SUV. Some great older buildings again, and the more modern stuff around behind. And as I mentioned before, the Senate, that's the Senate building there. So we will head, we'll head over this direction. Watch the steps. Try not to fall down the steps while I'm staring at my screen looking for comments. As you can see, it is actually still drizzling a little bit here. You can see the rain droplets in the floodlight beams. Since they know him, it's no longer Tomb of the Unknown Soldier. Shh. Yeah, I believe he was actually finally identified, but I mean, it shouldn't have been that difficult to figure him out, figure out his identity. But back in the early 20th century, it was a little bit more challenging. So there's a little square over here with different figures. We're going to take a look at bronze sculptures. What does this one say? Corporal Nathan Cirillo, Argyll and Sutherland Highlanders of Canada, killed on October 22nd, 2014, as he stood sentry at the secret tomb of the unknown soldier. Yeah, so that's our guy right there that Katie was just talking about. You have an umbrella? I forgot my umbrella where I'm staying, because earlier today when I left, it was it wasn't actually raining and there was some sunlight. So I thought, oh no, it's gonna be fine. I checked the weather app. It's like no sign of rain. It's like perfect, okay. But no, that stinks. It's actually not bad. It's a light drizzle. I'm not even feeling it really. So here around this little area, we have different depictions of the different military styles and military individuals from Canada's past. This is Pierre Lemoyne d'Iberville, 1661 to 1706. So each one represents a different figure in Canadian and British military history. And one that actually struck me quite, I recognized him right off the bat, because of where I grew up, is this gentleman right over here. This, as you'll notice, he is First Nations and French. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, the Iberville. Yeah, and the French. Yeah. This is George Brandt. George Brandt was a Mohawk leader who worked very closely with the Canadian military, and he was I believe he was honored by the Queen, and was also the founder of the city of Brantford, which is where I grew up, which is how I recognized him right away because I've seen images of him all over the city, right, all over Brantford. And it's like, wait a minute, okay, this guy with a, bald head and just a little top knot with the feathers and everything. It's like, I know who this guy is. So his native name is Theandanaga, and he was a Mohawk leader in southern Ontario. So from here, we're going to go and do a little exploration. My gosh, my husband used to live in a town called Brantford, but that's in the state of Connecticut. Okay, yeah, Brantford with a D, and Brantford, where I grew up, with a T. So Joseph Brandt. And basically, it's where Joseph Brandt crossed the Grand River. There we go. Thank you, Katie. Katie's our resident research guru who finds the Wikipedia links for just about anything that Christina and I talk about historically wise, which is awesome. Thank you so much. You can't click on links on this app. No, unfortunately. Sometimes you can. Like Christina's been able to type a link in the comments, and it'll be clickable. But you can at least go on to the comment. I think you can select it and paste it into your maybe on a computer. Yeah, select it and paste it into your browser or something. So just gotta figure out the crossings here. Maybe I'll go down below. I don't think I'll lose you guys, but down here, this is kind of a cool area. It's like a hole into the ground. Or Google, yeah. I clicked 2 times and link worked for me. There we go. So Joel figured to click on it twice. Yeah, usually the link shows up with an underline and it's in blue or something like that, or at least it's a slightly different color from the regular text. But it doesn't always work that way. So we come down here. Oh, I didn't think cars were allowed down here. Interesting. Interesting. Yeah, because this is a pedestrian zone. I think they figured that out though. So what we have down here, this is actually really quite cool. All the stonework and everything. Some of the stone was from a lot of the original construction of the the old city of Ottawa, and all of this is brand new. This sort of vaulted enclosure here. It looks like it's made of planks, but I think the planks were originally used as the mold for the vaulted ceiling. And this is quite interesting. We have water on the other side of these archways. Cool, yeah, it's a neat space. It's a neat enclosure. And this runs for a large portion through the city of Ottawa. And It is. I'm trying to build the suspense here, right? So it's really, really cool. I want to come around the corner here and show you guys. We've got a little bit of wind, a little bit of breeze, and trees are turning colors all over Ontario. But what we have here is the Rito Canal. And what we have right here, actually, it's kind of a little freaky, is these are a set of locks. So that's the canal. You can see it just winding off into the distance, and it comes through here. And then there's a set of lock gates that drops at about I don't know 25 or 30 meters or something from the canal level down to the Ottawa River, which runs down behind the Parliament buildings. And it's the Ottawa River is the separation point between Ontario and Quebec provinces. So yeah, you can hear the water running because obviously water's got to flow downhill. So it's going through little purge vents in the gates to allow it to go through. And then small vessels can go up and down through the canal and basically do a shortcut through Ottawa as opposed to going around Ottawa, around the river. And it was a lot of times, like Ottawa was founded as a lumber town originally back in the 1830s. So a lot of it was, a lot of lumber trades. They had to build a canal because the river was a little too difficult to navigate at this point. When it's really cold, it becomes a giant ice rink. That's right. There's lots of stories about people skating on the Rito Canal in the wintertime, which is really, really cool. I know that back in the late 1800s, early 1900s, even in BC, like BC doesn't get such cold winters anymore, at least certainly not very, very long-term winters. But in BC, back in like 100 years ago, the winters would get cold enough that the portions of the Fraser River would freeze up and you'd be able to skate on the Fraser River. Not anymore. Yo, hey, Jazzy. So this is also a very, very good place for people to seek shelter from the weather. So there's a very distinct homeless population in Ottawa as well, and it's warm today. It's warm in Vancouver, yeah. Awesome. So yeah, now we're down in the lower portion down below the monument where we were at before, the National War Memorial, along the Rito Canal, and that's again that's the Senate building behind us, or off to the left here. And then what we're going to do, check this out. This is actually really cool. It happened on the Thames as well a couple of centuries ago. That's right, during the Victorian era, you could skate on the Thames in London. How you doing? Doing okay. Doing a little personal exploration, a little self journey. This is actually a really cool thing. There are a number of nice building. Yeah, so many beautiful old buildings in Ottawa. It's amazing. There are a number of public stairways or outside stairways. Hey, Newfoundlander. Hey, how are you? That some local artists have created artwork on. Now, the artwork here is actually painted on the risers of the steps. So as we get closer, you see the artwork will sort of start splitting up into horizontal bands, right, as we get closer to the stairs. But it's actually really cool. Here's a depiction of the actual piece that's been put on it. And it's by Yamasan Mersa. It's called Unity. Canadian Public Art. Art in the Capital is the name of the program. It's amazing what one learns while watching Doctor Who. That's true, yeah. I was thinking of that very episode as you mentioned that. That was Peter Capaldi's first episode, wasn't it? He was still a little bit disoriented from his regeneration. Pretty cool stuff, yeah. So it's just literally, it goes up the rises of the stairs. And there's another one with 3 Canada geese that's a little off in one direction. Let's see if we can, I think we're going to head back in that direction to go find it. Oh, I'm going to be quiet for a moment because we have one of the local Ottawa ghost tours. Boo Leafs. Boo Leafs, hey. Watching Leafs versus Ottawa. go join the tour. Yeah, I think they kind of have to pay. The tour is it's the Ottawa Ghost Tours, and they're operated out of one of the local pubs. Um, you're not in Quebec, right? No, in Ottawa. So we have the National War Memorial just through the trees, which we just toured, and just beyond there, you see the big clock tower, is Canada's Parliament. So we'll continue on our little journey. Location says Quebec. Yeah, we're just next to the Ottawa River, so it's kind of one side or the other, you know. Whatever's whatever the location. Almost lost my hat there. Don't blow away, yeah. Nice, yeah. So this is Wellington Street there. We have Rito Street here. And we're going to go down in this direction. Or lose your hat. Oh yeah, exactly. I love this hat. This hat was Christina and I bought matching fedoras. Hang on, I'll go. Christina and I bought matching sort of Indiana Jones type fedoras back in the mid '90s when we were visiting our friends down in Baltimore. We went to a little shop in the Baltimore Inner Harbor little shopping area. I think it was the Discovery Store shop, and it had these little fedoras, kind of the explorer hats. What build is that? Oh, hang on. This one? Ta-da! This castle. This is the Fairmont Chateau Laurier, the fanciest hotel in Ottawa. I remember that story. Yeah. Come on. There we go. There's our light. Some intersections have the walk button, some don't. La la. I can't even think of how much it would be to take a way above our price range, that's for sure. So a neat thing that I noticed here in Ottawa, Toronto's got the bike rental thing all over the city, right? They've got bike racks all over the place and these rentals where you can, flash a little QR code and pay for the bike. And guessing $1,000 a night. Oh, probably. Oh, hang on. There we go. Almost lost the phone. It's all good. It's all good. Just slipped. Luckily, I grabbed it. Oh, like in New York City, yeah. Oh, absolutely, yeah. Oh, a bit windy here. But Toronto has all the bike rental racks all over the place. I could stay in the lobby. Yeah, if only they let you stay overnight in the lobby. I'm just waiting for someone else to sleep. They get to hear it either. So you're just going to let a couple people know. Here. Where I live, we have scooters you can go. Well, that's what I'm getting to, is they do. And they're rental scooters. Because each one's got a QR code on it. Right? That's at 27%. So I'm assuming there's a company that collects them every night and gets them charged up and everything. But yeah, these scooters are just parked all over the place. They're not racked or locked in or anything. You just hop on it, and I think it won't operate unless you actually pay for it, right? Because their wheels are probably locked up and everything. Here we go. Another little monument. There's these little brass sculptures and monuments all over the place. This is in honor of Yusuf Karsh, 1908 to 2002, prominent Canadian Armenian photographer. Presented to Canada from the Armenian people on the occasion of the 150th anniversary of the Confederation and the 25th anniversary of Armenian-Canadian diplomatic relations. He's wearing a t-shirt on freezing weather. Oh yeah. Hey, you're from Vancouver, you know that. Yeah, I've got a sweater and jacket on and I'm still a little bit chilly. Alright, so we're going to go this direction. Again, hopefully everyone can still hear me. Like interesting bikes just lying around. Yeah, exactly. Whereas in Ontario, in Toronto, the bikes are actually locked into bike racks because they're not electric or anything. They're all pedal powered, so they're locked into bike racks. This is husband visited me once in Oklahoma, and I took one of the scooters, rode on it, but manually, not electronically. Oh, okay. So you were saying they're for borrow, right? There's a great honor system. It's like, oh look, free scooter. I wonder if each one of them has a little GPS tracker or something, so in case the company can track them down into your driveway or your parking area. Yeah, exactly. So I don't know what the rates are. I haven't considered touching the barcode and seeing. I don't want to have to set up another account or anything like that, and certainly don't have a budget for it. I'm going to be living on a very, very tight budget right now. Luckily, the services are providing me a place to stay, so I don't have to pay rent quite yet. But that's going to have to happen pretty quickly, as is getting a job. I sent out about 5 applications today, and we'll see what happens. And the goal is to find a job that's potentially transferable back to the Toronto area when I go back. So we have an apartment, and I saw someone bring a scooter to his apartment. Well, one of the borrow scooters. Yeah. I just don't know this indefinitely. Ottawa seems clean. Ottawa's actually very clean. Yeah. It's very clean. I'm just gonna quickly check my battery. Hang on a sec here. I'm at 54%, so I'm gonna get my booster battery going. I have it in my pocket here somewhere. There it is. That was at 85%, so I don't want to risk the phone dying podcast. That'll be on the right. Hang on a sec here. Plug in. I asked if you have an extra battery pack. Yep, I do. They do maintain the city very well, yeah. Well, I mean, it's the nation's capital, so there's a certain to maintain, right? So there we go again. We got side view of the Parliament buildings and the cranes. What we can't really see very well, because it's behind the Parliament buildings on the riverside, or maybe, oh yeah, actually, kind of can see it. That lit structure right, where's my finger? Right there, on top of my finger, is the Library of Parliament. They have to maintain an image exactly, yeah. And then we have, what's this one? This is the Connaught Building, which is the national headquarters of the Canada Revenue Agency. Yay! It's the taxman. And again, another amazing building that was built in like the 1840s or something like that. There's little historical plaques along this stretch that denote what buildings were here and what sort of decades, what sort of time periods they were originally built. We're going to be coming up on an area that was essentially the core of the original Ottawa. It's the oldest part of town, and it was what was started. Looks almost like a building I've seen in Yale University in Connecticut. Yeah, it does. Very similar to a lot of buildings in the eastern U.S. and the New England and stuff like that, because they were all settled around the same time, at least like structurally and really economically settled. U.S. has almost 100 years on us in terms of establishment, but we were doing a lot of this stuff in the 1830s, 1850s, as was the U.S. for a lot of the structures in the eastern U.S. 1776, when the country was founded and separated from the UK, from Great Britain, there was a lot of these big buildings didn't really exist, right? Wasn't until the early 1800s. So I'm going to cross here. This is trying to get the street name here. Yeah, taxes. The taxman. Mackenzie Avenue. There we go. So named after William Lyon Mackenzie King, another one of our early prime ministers. Now this is something I got to show you guys. We're going to go down here and go. This, stretching off in the distance, is York Street. And we go down these stairs, and I'll turn around for a moment so you can see one of the other art pieces, the Canada Geese that I was talking about. But York Street here and the cross street here is Sussex Drive, are two of the original streets of old Ottawa. And Sussex Drive basically was built as part of the community to support the lumber trade. And a lot of shops and apartments and living areas, and the market here for a lot of commerce. So the lumbermen, the lumberjacks would come in the late fall after they'd done their summer of felling trees. Lost you for a minute, but back now. Awesome, good. After they're doing their summer of felling trees throughout Ontario, they'd come here for the winter to spend all their money. Right? Get apartments for the winter. Harry and Meghan. What about Harry and Meghan? They're not in town right now, are they? So where's the Parliament buildings? Oh, that was just back there. It was early in the broadcast. That's where I started. Yeah. Oh, they left for LA. Yeah. Well, of course, So here we go. I'm going to just turn around here for a moment. The banners, when they flap in the wind, they sound like wheels on the sidewalk, right? Clunk, 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 clunk. They moved there, yeah. Prime Minister lives on Sussex Drive, yeah. So all the way that way at the far end of Sussex Drive, number 24 Sussex Drive, with a backyard facing the river, is the official residence of the Prime Minister of Canada. So, yeah, there's our other piece here. I'll show you the little plaque that shows what the piece actually looks like. Because again, they're painted on the risers, so as you get closer to the steps, the piece breaks up. Right? So there we go. Of course, not the natural colors of Canada geese, but it's very cool. Birds of a Feather by Caitlin Taguibao and Andrea Manica. It's very cool, yeah. But yeah, so this market here, where's the, I think this is the plaque here that I was looking at. They're not really pink. Thought they were. No. So here we go. A mile of history. The restored shop fronts along the east side of Sussex Drive are relics of businesses that served the lumber trade in the Ottawa Valley, where wood was king in the 19th century. Forest industries turned old Ottawa into a boom and bust mill town, and the shops on this street into bustling centers of commerce. After a hard winter felling timbers in the woods, lumberjacks collected their pay and set out to have some fun. For many, that meant celebrating in the taverns on Sussex Street, the commercial artery in Ottawa's lower town. So you can see like some of the older photographs of the areas, painting of what the market looked like back then. Canadian geese love coming to America too. Oh, absolutely, yeah. So here we go, 1841. The Notre Dame Cathedral and Basilica. Can't see it from here because it's in the dark. And then through the 1840s to 1870s. 1846 to 1876. So every block here. There's York. Where is it? There's York Street right there where we are. So we got this building here. Is that one? Still singing. Be right back. Potty break. Awesome. Okay. And then where is it again? That block there is this in that direction. So these buildings have been around since the 1830s, 1840s. And it was, where is it? Here we go. Today's lower town was a cedar swamp when Lieutenant Colonel John By of the Royal Engineers arrived from England in 1825. He ordered the area drained and laid out a Georgian town plan to make room for commercial uses, including a market. The market, founded in 1840, was later named Byward Market in his honor. There we go. And the National Capital Commission has been doing a lot of conserving and restoring a lot of the old heritage buildings, just to maintain what the original look of the area is. And I don't know much about the ghost tours that go on, but there's probably a lot of ghost history in this town. So just waiting for the lights to change, and then we're going to cross over the street and go into the Byward Market. That was quick. Awesome. So yeah, Sussex Drive here was, and some of the connecting streets to Sussex Drive were basically the beginnings of the city of Ottawa. And there we go. Now I got a walk signal. So you can imagine this part of town in the early to mid 1800s, with all the older buildings and the cobblestones and the probably wooden sidewalks and that sort of thing, and all the rowdy lumbermen coming in to spend their wages on. Is there public restrooms over there? There are, yeah. I mean, if you go into the shopping centers, and I think there's a couple of outside accessible public restrooms. So watch for cars around here. I've noticed that in Ottawa, there's a lot of cars. They really don't care about pedestrians. They'll just drive through, especially here in the market area. I mean, speed limits are slow because it's the market, right? And there's small streets and everything. But yeah, they just go right through, and they don't really care. It's like, oh, you're a pedestrian. That's true. That's too bad. You're just gonna wait for me, There we go. Ottawa, which actually comes from a Mohawk word, Ottawa, which I believe means meeting place. They drive like Quebecers, yeah, like the Quebecois, like that in New York City too. Oh yeah, of course. Yeah. Hey, I'm driving here, And again, you got some older buildings here, all parts of the original, the original market. So, some stone buildings. There's obviously been some, changes and restorations and new windows put in and additional level up top there, that sort of thing. But yeah, this is for kind of chilly, rainy Saturday night in Ottawa. This is actually pretty good. Oh, there's a fun place coming up here. Is the market open? Yeah, I mean, it's all like little restaurants and shops and pubs and stuff like that. A lot of the shops are closed for the night, but just about every eating and drinking establishment is wide open right now for business. So, of course, they're doing their social distancing and limiting, and we have to show proof of vaccination before they'll actually let us sit and eat. There we go. Jed, I sent you with a quick Wikipedia link on the city of Ottawa, the history of Ottawa. We got a Fairfax Gentlemen's Club. You can tell what that, guess what that is. The Dominion Tavern, from the Dominion of Canada, right? So here we go. Something fun here. Just watch it from over there, across the street. We have, this place is called the Lookout Bar, and they do a nightly drag show. Go in. Nah. No, I'm not going to go into any of these places. A lot of them charge a cover charge, and or they insist that you buy a drink. And I just don't have that kind of budget, nor should I be. I've been to a drag show once in New York City. Yeah. To trade. Okay, there we go. Yeah. Indigenous people who use the rivers to trade, hunt, fish, camp, harvest plants, etc. Awesome. Cool. Yeah, she's that kind of thing. And I appreciate it. Ottawa's home for drag. The Lookout Bar. A little outside stage here next to the tents, and, the patio tents in the front here. You're a VIP, they'll let you in. Yeah, really. Don't they realize who I am? I think Christina would have a lot better luck getting in. Go get a beverage to warm you up. When I get back to where I'm staying, I can get something warm from them, like a tea or something. So that should be all right. And of course, we have over here the Chateau Lafayette, Ottawa's oldest bar since 1849. So this would have been one of the original taverns that was set up for the original market, and it was later renamed the Byward Market after Lieutenant Colonel By, and that has nothing to do with the drag show, of course. Does the show happen outside or inside? Outside at the moment. They've got they've got the tents set up here with heaters inside. There's patio seating, and there's a little stage next to the tents. So if the weather's good, they'll be outside. I'm sure as the weather gets worse, it'll go inside. This is actually kind of like a pre-show, a little warm-up show. They have they have indoor shows as well that you need to pay a cover charge, like a ticket price for. I think they probably start outside to entice people to go see the show. Yeah, exactly. Pumpkins. Yeah, this is it. The giant pumpkin, over 1,000 pounds. The poor thing is collapsing under its own weight as it decays. So, and it just sort of shows the prevalence of rural culture still in Canada. Ooh, there's a long limo, party truck. Right here in the middle of town, in the middle of the city, you have this very rural pumpkin display. And they have they have a farmers market that happens here on the weekends and stuff too. But yeah, it's like tons of little cafes and pubs and there's kitschy tourist gift shops and stuff around here as well. This is the main market building. There's little shops all the way around it. I know in a town near where my parents live, it's a big LGBTQ area with drag shows, and the drag queens stand outside trying to get you to come to their show. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So yeah, it's like a little warm up pre-show. Yeah, sneak across the street here while this guy stopped. Yeah, the whole market area has all these little pop-up booths everywhere. They're closed up for the night, but there were all sorts of guys. These were like fragrance and personal care products and stuff like that. There was someone doing maple syrup and a bunch of other places. So this place is unfortunately closed now, but this is actually kind of cool. It's the Le Moulin de Provence, and it sells something called Obama cookies. Back in, what was it, February 2009, it was Barack Obama officially visiting Ottawa. And so there's, a lot of, there's pictures of him touring working with Parliament and sitting in with Parliament and answering, doing interviews and everything. And he came to Byward Market and he stopped in here, and apparently he really loved the cookies. So they renamed them the Obama cookies. So that's actually pretty cool. They have an entire section in here titled Obama cookies when he went to the restaurant. Yeah, exactly. So he toured the market here, and it was great. It was a very exciting time for everyone. Certainly better than other American leaders. But yeah, I go down this way here. I remember that. Yeah. This is a neat area. Like there's some areas of the market where they close it off to street traffic, like to vehicle traffic, to just be a pedestrian. So I can actually walk in the middle of the road here. But they've got all these little lounge chairs set up. So if you don't want to actually dine in the restaurants or anything, you want to grab your coffee or your pizza, they didn't serve Trump a cookie. No. I was trying not to use names, but But yeah, I have all these little lounge chairs, so you can grab your pizza or your noodles or your coffee or whatever, and bring them out here to hang out. They got little picnic tables and stuff like that. Some of the buildings look like similar ones I've seen when in New Orleans. Yeah, well, actually, if you notice the lookout back there where the drag show was, they had that great balcony up above, very very New Orleans style. Yes, yeah, exactly. And there's a few buildings like that, right? Again, there's the souvenirs places, market accessories, Maple Leaf souvenirs, and of course, little cigar shops. Not the greatest cigar shops. We've been in them before, and it's like, their selection's not really that great. So, and of course, very Canadian tradition, beaver tails. Also known as elephant ears in other places. It's a very nice area. Lots to see and do. There is, yeah. So it's basically deep fried pastry with toppings on it. And of course, we have another main crossroads here in the market. The market's actually a fairly large space, right? Fairly large area. And even more pubs. You got the Old Dubliner here. We got the Grand over here. There's a Menchie's frozen yogurt over there. Probably wasn't around in the 1850s either, but So, and then you got you can see the Chateau Laurier over there in the distance, at the far end of the market. Just on the other side of Sussex Drive. We'll go in this direction here. How much are they? You should get one. Well, A, they're deep fried, and B, they're pastries, so no. And they're probably actually, again, I don't really have a lot of budget for this kind of stuff right now. Gotta find the work first. Looking for pricing. Yeah. Okay, that's their beverages. Okay. Wow, the prices are so tiny. Yeah, they're all around $6, give or take. Where's the canal that's frozen over? Oh, you just missed it actually just before you came on. I was walking along the canal. And it's not frozen over right now. So they're in and around the $6 or $7 range, depending on what what toppings you get and that sort of thing. So, and we got a little ice cream place here. These guys are really good too. Christina and I have had ice cream from them before. And then we have the CTV headquarters, CTV Ottawa. Sounds good, yeah. CTV Ottawa. So this is the local Bell Media outlet, television and radio for the city of Ottawa. So their news offices and stuff like that are in here and stuff like that. And across the street, oh look, there's a little fitness place, giant tiger, basically a sort of everything store. There's a little deli down there called Dunn's, which is smoked meat sandwiches and bagels and stuff like that. Very, very New York, Montreal kind of Jewish deli kind of thing. I think we're starting to get a little bit of rain again. I'm not really feeling it much, but I'm seeing the droplets hitting the raindrops hitting the puddles. Yeah, it's nice to see, even though the weather's kind of chilly and damp, that there's still a lot of people out here. And again, not a lot of people really needing to wear umbrellas or to carry umbrellas, which is cool. You don't wear an umbrella. All right, make my way through here. Oh, I wonder if he's going to show up tonight. There's this art car that drives around downtown Ottawa, especially at night during the nightlife, and he has got all kinds of things attached to his car, and little blinky lights and flashing things and art pieces stuck to the car, and he's always playing loud music as he drives around, and he stops at the intersections and people take pictures of his car and everything. And it's actually really kind of cool. Not sure what kind of car it is. It's like an old Chrysler or Dodge K car or something like that. Yes, the beeps, yeah. And but you can barely tell what kind of car it is underneath everything. So the Old Dubliner, lots of little pubs here. So you hear there's a lot more music. There's a hat and umbrella one can wear. Yeah, yeah, not for me. Crazy Moose of Ottawa and Amore Gelato. Too cool for that. Thanks, Elena. You can tell you're close to the French, or the Quebec border. Banque Scotia, otherwise known as Scotiabank. That's entrance to the Ottawa does have a small subway system. It's wouldn't look too ridiculous. Well, I thought I heard someone actually speaking Russian. There might have been. I mean, there's such a diversification of cultures in Canada. You know, you've got just about every nationality is represented in this country, even in Ottawa. I mean, you'll hear a lot of French-speaking people walking around, because Quebec is just on the other side of the river, and it's just a quick 10-minute drive. Arena. Which arena? I can spot them out. They think I don't understand, but know that I actually do. Don't know that I actually do. Yeah, that's with me in German. I hear somebody walking by speaking German, and I have to pause for a minute and go, oh, okay, I know what they're talking about. Yeah, the Ottawa has a small subway system, and then the buses. It's the OC Transpo is the name of the Ottawa City, I guess, is what the OC stands for. Not Orange County, not obsessive compulsive, although maybe. Prepare Rito Street for streetcar tracks, City of Ottawa, 1916. So, and this is Rito Street, which goes up and over the bridge, and eventually it goes. I know German, yeah, a little bit of German. Anyway, I mean, I was born and raised in Canada, but my parents came from Germany, so German was spoken quite a lot in the house. So I learned it that way. So every once in a while we're broadcasting, we'll get a German viewer comes on and, it says a comment in German or something. And I'm like, oh, I'll take this. And Christina's like, yeah, okay, whatever. And I have a little brief conversation with the viewer in German, and then, then we go back to English again. The Rito Canal, yeah, exactly, yeah. And Rito, once it gets up there, and then it connects up to Wellington, which goes crisscross, and then past the Parliament buildings again, right? So, and this is the Rito Center, Centre Rito, one of the big shopping centers in downtown Ottawa. Good to know that another language. Yeah, exactly. I mean, even if it's just a few words here and there, it helps. I've translated for Russians too, and let the broadcaster know if they're a troll and need blocking. Yep. We've had a few people do that with some of the Middle Eastern languages. My brain suddenly fried, like Afghan or even Urdu or something along those lines, right? There we go. Volley. Echt, du kannst Deutsch sprechen? Ist ja unglaublich. What do you mean it's unbelievable that I can speak German? I was raised in a German household, There were times where my parents were very insistent, you got to speak German at home. Once I got older, being in school and everything, and didn't really have a lot of necessity to speak German in school, right? Then they were a little bit got a little bit more relaxed about it, Both my sisters were born in Germany, so they came across to Canada very young. I can read it too. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So their original, like my sister's, native language was German, and but once when the family moved to Canada, my parents couldn't speak English at all, and my sisters started learning it when they went to school. Right. Still talk to Peter. My dad knows a little German. Oh, okay. You're asking one of the other. Oops, hang on a sec. Cold thumb. There we go. Katrina, good evening. How are you? I am in downtown Ottawa. They're OGs, original Germans, old Germans. Yeah. But so it was thanks to my sisters learning German in school or learning English in school. Paul and I have a mutual follower from Periscope, and now on Haps. Oh, awesome! Yeah, it's cool seeing so many of our previous followers from Periscope returning and then resurfacing on apps and finding us. It's cool. He is almost exclusively on the Heckle app. Oh God, not another app. Oh, there's too many apps. It's funny because a lot of people are like, "Oh, yeah, you got to try this app. You got to try that." Heckle is for iPhone. Oh, cool. Well, thank you for joining. By all means, subscribe to Christina and I. Tonight's my solo broadcast from Ottawa. I'm sure tomorrow, Christina. No, I haven't heard of Heckle. It's just too many to keep track of. We're happy with Periscope. The fact that Periscope will simulcast onto Facebook and Twitter Live and all that sort of thing is very. I'm not interested. Yeah. So yeah. It's just we're happy with Periscope. There you go. Lone Star Texas Grill. There's that Dunn's smoked meat deli again. So we sort of come around the block from Rito Street. I'm slowly getting the lay of the land. Yeah, I've been to Ottawa very many times in my life, so this next couple of months or so is going to be a very big learning experience. Don't you mean Haps? Oh yeah, sorry. Did I say Periscope? Oh geez. Oh, this is Dalhousie Street. Okay. Yeah, we're very, Haps, not Periscope. My God. Hang on. I'm so sorry, folks. Yes. Peter and Pablo and Mark, I'm so sorry if you see this broadcast. Haps definitely is the way to go. No, we don't miss Periscope. I mean, we miss some of the people that haven't moved over to Haps yet, but Periscope was just becoming so infested with trolls, and it was constantly dragging us off the subject matter of our podcasts. We couldn't function. As the Australians would put it, walkabout. Doing a little bit of soul searching, a little bit of personal healing, getting connected to the mental health services here in Ottawa. It's too windy again, yeah, so it's starting to affect being able to hear me. If I can tilt my head in such a way. But yeah, looking what I'm going to be. Heckle is still only for iOS. Well, that's even though we're not interested, that would be fine for us because we're Apple users anyway. So I'm running on an iPhone 8 right now, or sorry, no, iPhone 11. My 8 died, so I upgraded to Christina's 11 hand-me-down, and she got 12. People on Androids that use Heckle. Oh, really? Okay, it's for both. There you go. Glad to hear you're taking care of yourself. Yeah. Well, it was with what's been going on and my sort of codependency issues. It was a good idea. It was something decided that I should get myself away from Toronto. I'm sort of out of transit reach right now, so I can't just come running home, or I can't call on a local friend to help me out with something. So I have to function completely solo at this point. Well, hey, anyone want a sofa? So, how is that possible? I don't know. Maybe they released a recent update or something, or somebody's come up with a plugin that connects to the app to allow it to run on Android. Who knows? No, I got sofas. Awesome. Good. It's a bit of a shipping issue to all the way to Vancouver, right? So yeah, there's the Bell Media again. Their broadcast tower, broadcast dishes. There's also the app Clubhouse. Many from Periscope went there. It's for people like entrepreneurs. I'm not interested in that either. Oh, interesting. Clubhouse. I think I've heard about Clubhouse, yeah. I don't know, just what I was told. Oh, there you go, yeah. Sometimes you shouldn't always believe what we're told, right? It's on the internet, so it must be true. This is quite the little area, very bustling, very happy. Everyone's having a great time. It's like Twitter Spaces. Oh, cool. They speak French in Ottawa, or is that just in Montreal? There's a large French-speaking population in Ottawa, and there's all the city streets, the street signs and everything. There you go. That's in English and French. Byward Market, or the Marché High, Rue William Street. Either Rue William or William Street. There you go, Jen. I sent you with another research link. Echo live streaming. Oh God, there's so many apps. It's craziness. We can't keep up with it. That's why we're quite happy on apps. Happy on apps. There we go. Twitter Spaces, but Twitter Spaces you need 1,000 or more followers to go live. That's right, and it's audio only. Oh. Then someone's Twitter Spaces broadcast once and it was glitchy. Oh yeah, well glitchy isn't good. I mean, Haps has done really well for getting rid of some of the glitchiness, so which is awesome. Also done a couple Twitter Live, but no one joined. Well, this is it. You know, Twitter Live. Once Twitter shut down Periscope, a lot of people bailed onto other apps like Apps. You know, because it was becoming the in thing, and they weren't really ready to release and launch Twitter Live to any really functional degree. Clubhouse is audio only too. Oh, okay. I mean, for entrepreneurial networking, that's probably not a bad thing, really. For us, though, we like the visual, obviously, because we do the build broadcasts and the tour broadcasts. Could you imagine me trying to do this tour broadcast on audio only? Like tours for the blind. It's a downgraded version of Periscope. Yeah, exactly. So people were like, "Oh, this is crap. This is ridiculous." So they moved to apps, and even Facebook Live is right now. Twitter Live, that is. Yeah. Sorry about the wind again, folks. See if I can turn my head a little bit and keep the wind off my mic, or I'll just cup my hand over top of it. Very downgraded version, yeah, very downgraded version. So I think Twitter just wanted to get rid of Periscope. Periscope was their major competition at the time. So they're figuring, okay, well, we're just going to buy it, and we're going to slowly run it into the ground and shut it down. Yeah. I'm also not interested in Twitch. It's mainly for gamers, which I'm not. Yeah, well, this is it. We tried Twitch for a little while too, and we really didn't get a lot of interest because people would tune in and say, "Oh, well, you're not gaming." And then we were simulcasting to Twitch from Haps here. I'm not about the followers either. Yeah. We were simulcasting to Twitch from here, from Haps, and getting a lot of Twitch viewers coming on to the broadcast, and they were terrible trolls. They were horrible people. So I think Christina managed to actually get that fixed because some of the settings we could change that they couldn't actually comment unless they'd followed us for a minimum of 2 weeks and stuff like that. And a lot of them aren't willing to do that, so that helped. But I do remember a broadcast or two where we were getting some really major Twitch trolls, and we started making Cartman jokes. Facebook Live or Instagram Live are all right too. Yeah, I think it's Instagram Live. You have to also have 1,000 followers before you can actually use Instagram Live. Otherwise, you're just posting on Instagram, and people can see it once it's posted. So where to now? I'm trying to think about that because we've done the Byward Market. I know if I go in a certain direction, there's another place called Spark Street Mall, which is similar to Byward Market. Not as big, but it's an interesting area. So let me take a quick look and see on Discord for the Kitten Academy. Yeah, that's right. No, you don't. I have done lives on Instagram, and I don't have 1,000 followers. Oh, okay, maybe it's not Instagram Live then. Christina had mentioned it at one point recently. Oh no, sorry, TikTok Live, because TikTok's now got a live service, but you have to have 1,000 followers. So. And so yeah, but yeah, these trolls from Twitch were like absolutely crazy. So we were starting to make Cartman jokes. Cartman from South Park. Yeah, it's TikTok. Yeah, and him on his computer, he's like, "Mom, give me my hot pockets. Where's my authority?" and stuff like that. Right. So we're just having a great time teasing these poor guys to eventually the point where they'd give up and leave. We were making fun of them, being these shut-ins living in their parents' basements or whatever on their computers and getting their mom to bring them snacks while they're trolling people online. So that was a lot of fun. So yeah, give me a second here. I don't know if this is going to pause. My husband just brought me a piece of pumpkin pie and whipped cream. I love pumpkin pie. Oh, awesome. Well, this is it. Christina and I eat gluten-free, so occasionally we'll go to a restaurant and we'll order pumpkin pie and we'll just sort of scoop the pumpkin topping off the top, leave the crust behind. And there's a few places in Toronto that have the gluten-free pumpkin pie, so every once in a while that's really awesome to have. Then we can eat the crust too, right? So, give me a sec, folks. Let me just. I shouldn't lose the broadcast, but I may go dark for a moment. You should still be able to hear me, but I'm going to double check the maps. The Maps app. Yeah, yeah. So according to my indicator on my phone, I'm still there. Frozen fingers. Spark Street Mall. It says permanently closed. I don't believe that. Oh, I see. Okay. So if I take York Street back, and oh, it's actually it's back towards the Parliament buildings. I see that. Okay. Okay, so that is Wellington, I believe. Yeah. All right, so let's do that. See if we've got enough time to continue that. There we go. Nice and frozen. Yeah. It froze because you guys weren't listening, were you? I should have a lot of gluten either, but sometimes can't resist. Yeah, I know. Every once in a while we cheat on our blood type diet. But yeah, no, sorry. The picture froze because I temporarily went out of the app to check my maps to figure out where to go to get to the Spark Street Mall. So it's I'm back on the Periscope now, so you can still hear me, fortunately, but it was locked off. So okay, I see just trying to get my bearings. I see the Library of Parliament from here, glowing in the distance. So I know that's the direction to go. Oh, there's somebody who just decided to. Oh, okay, we're back to the lookout bar with the drag show going on. And the drag shows are basically they're just dance and lip sync, right? Not actually singing. We've seen some drag queens that will actually do the singing themselves, but most of them just dance to the. You got them mixed up. Where's the shelter you'll be staying at? Perhaps, yeah. Okay. Oh, hold on, what do we got going on? I like that place, but pricey. Yeah, no, we're all good. We're all good. Better now, guess not. Gluten free. Need to be here. Hey, Paul Daly, how are you? Perhaps. Where's the shelter you'll be staying at? They've actually right now they've fixed me up with a little crisis bed, and it's just west of here, so it's about a 20-minute, half-hour bus ride. So yeah. So now Christina is doing a lot of prep for Fan Expo next weekend, so she'll probably be on tomorrow. We're probably going to do that. We're going to alternate back and forth a little bit for the next little while. Paul Daly is alive in California. Yeah, exactly. We got it mixed up earlier. So do I get to go out? How do you mean, do I get to go out? I am out. They let me out. Yeah, no, it's where I'm set up, and the way they're going to try and set it up is that I can actually be out. And hang on a second, my earpiece is doing funny things. There we go. How long will we be in Ottawa? At least for the next couple of months. Basically, the plan is to get myself some part-time work and find a room to rent from the shelter. Yeah. Oh yeah. Exactly. It's basically it's a bed to stay in, and somewhere to keep my junk, and so that during the day I can be telecomming and going to whatever group sessions or talking to the counselors. But yeah, so it's going to be. Sorry, there's a kind of a bit of wind in here. Yeah, it's definitely going to be a learning experience. In my entire life, I've never actually lived in the city. I was 21 when I moved out and moved to Toronto from Brantford, and almost immediately, Christina moved in with me, right? So we were already sharing a place, and I never really had the opportunity to live completely on my own, be completely self-reliant, etc., etc. There was always somebody to share my life with, and unfortunately, it became there was always somebody to make responsible for my life. So that's what I've got to do now. Is we don't have any immediate friends in Ottawa. You know, there's no one that I can really call on and say, hey, you know, look, I'm stuck here, or I need to borrow some money, or you know, I need help doing some shopping or whatever. I've got to do it all myself. You know, so uh, I put out 5 job applications today for various different possible jobs, and just over the next few days doing that and looking at what the I can relate with the responsibility stuff. Yeah. Hey, Gina, how are you? Um, Basically, start looking for a room to stay because I'm not going to be able to stay at this place for very long. You know, matter of fact, I think sometime tomorrow they're going to be looking at moving me to a different location because they're looking for something a little bit more long term for me for at least the next couple of weeks. So there wasn't anything available immediately last night or yesterday when I arrived. Hey, Gina, when I arrived, so it's a matter of they uh, they put me up in a temporary space, but it's not going to serve my exact needs yet. Is Ottawa out of lockdown? Um, we've still got the mask policies, the social distancing policies. We've got the uh, oh, by the way, hi Vincent. We've got the have to provide proof of vaccination if you want to dine indoors anywhere. So, uh, job one, looking for a job. Yeah, exactly. Because I can't rent a place if I don't have any money coming in, right? I got a new job working at a preschool, waiting for background check to clear till I can start. It'll be nice working again, and I love children. Awesome. That's awesome. Yeah. Right now, a couple of warehouse jobs, a driving job, which they provide the vehicle because it's a delivery truck, and a couple of possible retail jobs. So I'm also going to be looking at the possibility of doing some carpentry work, anything that's short term right now, or anything that's potentially transferable back to the Toronto area when I'm done my process out here. Lisa's trapped with Christina in a car. Oh no! Don't say trapped. So, learn that things only seem impossible until they're done, until it's done. Yeah, exactly. You know, nothing is impossible. Warehouse and driving, that's interesting. Yeah. So either, you know, restocking or order picking. Um, and Chris and 2 kittens. Oh, you got kittens. Awesome. It worked out. Awesome, awesome. For anyone that knows Lisa here, she and her husband Chris just had to let go of their senior cat Blackjack earlier this week, or I guess yeah, earlier in the week because of cancer, inoperable. And so Christina is helping them out today in going. They were going to a few pet shelters to look at kittens. So it was either going to be 1 or 2. Obviously, I'm assuming you guys found a bonded pair. So that's going to be hectic for the next little while as the 2 of them explore the place and chase each other around. Right? Pretty solid work if you're consistently reliable. Yeah, exactly. And again, trying to find something, either a chain or a company that is willing to transfer me to a location back in the Toronto area for so when I'm done the process here, I just have to get moved to another location. How are our cats? They're doing well. They're adjusting. The boys are adjusting to not having their sister around anymore because it's great they have each other. Yeah, exactly. They're adjusting to not having their sister around anymore because we adopted her out. So I'm hoping that she's doing well. The Hathor is doing well. That she went to a good home, an investment banker who works mostly from home. So she's going to get a lot of attention. So there we go. Thanks from Lisa. So what I'm going to do, I think I'm going the right direction here. Wait for the lights to change. Oh, we're back at the, let me go back into the camera here. Back at the Chateau Laurier. Literally looks like an ancient castle, you know, an old castle. There we go, green light. I she found her another good home. Yeah, exactly. Hope your kitten-proof the house. Oh yeah, really. They've got a big place. It's gonna be hard to kitten-proof. I wouldn't go in saying you want to transfer in a couple of months. Well, no, this is it. It's kind of 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. You know, a little bit of openness. There's bound to be a company that's willing to do that. And some of the places I'm looking at right now, because I'm only here for short-term, they're short-term jobs. So, but you know, ideally finding something that can be a little more potentially long-term. Yep. And it's owned by Fairmont Hotels, who bought up a whole bunch of hotels all over Canada. Is there a past post that describes how you ended up in Ottawa? No, actually, there isn't. No, it was basically the long and short of it is I needed to make myself more independent, and it was decided that mutually that I needed to be away from Toronto. And let's see the lobby, please. Oh, I don't know if I should go in there, and I'd have to mask up and everything. It's a bit of a pain to do that. So get what you can get. Can't be too picky. I'm sure you'll get something soon. Yeah, exactly. Halloween stores are great for short-term jobs. That's another one, yeah. And you know, seasonal kind of stuff like that. I hope you and Christina miss each other a lot. I know you and Christina will miss each other. Yeah, exactly. Oh, I meant the outside. Okay, all right. I'll double back. But here we go. This is the Rito Canal. This is where we were down below earlier. And that's all the locks leading down to the Ottawa River in the distance there. And across on the other side of the river is Hull, Quebec. You don't have to go in, yeah. Did I bus? Yeah, I did. Yeah. It sounds like an adventure. It really is, yeah. Yeah, we're going to go back to the lobby. And I don't know why, but suddenly there was like half a dozen people all gathered around me. There's like a whole big distance on the bridge. So, yeah. It's an impressive canal, yeah. And it's a small canal, too. I mean, Christina did a tour of the Welland Canal, and it's much bigger, right? So let's see what we can see for this. But yeah, overall, the whole Ottawa experience is just, it's a little bit better healthcare system out here. It's a little more accessible. So I'm working with the healthcare services here to get the counseling and help that I need. So let's see what we can spot here in the lobby. Well, maybe I can go in briefly. Here. It becomes an ice rink in the winter, yeah. Yeah, exactly. Here, I'm going to do this. I'm going to... It does say mask required. How many languages? Masque obligatoire, mascarillas obligatorias, and then Arabic, and what looks like Korean, and Mohawk. All right, gonna go inside, yeah. Hey, Vincent, thank you for the hi word. Hi. All right, folks. Yeah, I'm just gonna do just a quick walk around. Lots of people in here tonight. There we go, yeah. The ambassador. I love all this amazing woodwork and everything. There's a little dining area over there. No Klingon, no. You know, well better than what's here in the States. Yeah, oh, exactly. So just look at all the woodwork here. Little mezzanine balcony up there. The registration, the concierge desk and everything. Porters everywhere, ready to take your luggage, and almost looks like a bank. Yeah, the style of the woodwork and all the carving and detail is very ornate, you know. So there we go. Head back out again. Good evening. Thank you. Thank you. All right, so there we go. How much it would cost to stay? Oh, it's got to be easily a few $100s a night for the room. We pay in our taxes, yeah, for the healthcare system, yeah. everyone's like, oh, Canada has free healthcare. So it's not, it's directly free, but it's indirectly we pay for it in our, our income tax. But yeah, we can go to a hospital, an emergency ward, and that sort of stuff and stay for free. When I was in the hospital for the mental health services for a little while, that didn't cost anything. So nothing's exactly for free. All right, so we're gonna keep going along. This is now Wellington Street. Over there, once again, is the National War Memorial. And this is actually the Wellington Circle. We're going to go right into the Parliament buildings again, and then we're going to cross the street and head down to the area where the Spark Street Mall is. I don't know what's going on in the Spark Street Mall. The map actually says it's permanently closed, but I doubt that's the case. Because again, it's an open mall, right? It's a street. Gotta go. Battery is dying. Christina says, "Love you. Thank you. Good luck with the kitties." And love back to her. Do you have interesting people where you're staying? Actually, where I'm staying right now, I'm solo, which I'm hoping that they can do that. However, teeth, eyes, physio aren't covered. No, exactly that. We have to have medical plans, like healthcare plans, through wherever we work, and that's kind of one of the hopes as well. Or to be able to have enough of a salary that we don't have to worry about the healthcare plan, right? Hello, Molly B. Hey, how are you, Molly? Research your own health, that way you don't need healthcare. Yeah, exactly. To a certain degree. Well, I mean, dental work and optometry and stuff like that, you can't really do much about it. She heard that, we're off. Awesome, awesome. Thank you, guys. And Rick, hey, Rick, how are you? Rick in Vancouver, Jazzy in Vancouver, me in Ottawa. We're all over the country. We're all over the country. So coming back up, this is Wellington Street. This is one of the main strips in Ottawa. How long you'll be out there until you shelter for the night? Pretty much as soon as I'm done the broadcast. I'm at 1 hour and 38 minutes, so I'll round it off at 2 hours, or however long it takes to go over to Spark Street and take a look over there. Everyone says hello to everyone else. Awesome. And then, pretty much figure out the bus timing to catch a bus back to where I'm staying. But yeah, it's, last night and tonight I'm in a single room. Right back, have to needle the cat. Needle that cat. Canadians are invading this broadcast. Yeah, I know, we've got a lot of Canadians on right now. Yeah. We've got Rick, and we've got Jedi Senshi, and we've got Lisa, who just signed off, who's with Christina at the moment. And we have Jazzy over in Vancouver. All kinds of people. So here we go. Parliament and construction equipment, because they're doing a lot of restoration. This is the East Block, which is all government offices and facilities. So it's not really, I don't think the East Block is open to the public at all. I think this is funny here. You've got these poles. What do they call them again? Bollards. Hey, Shirley. Hey, Shirley. Watching us probably from Facebook. Come on over to HAPS. HAPPS.TV/@carhunger. CARRHUNGER. Sign up on HAPS. It's totally free. You get to see what everyone else is saying. Car resistors. Yeah, basically. They're these solid pillars, and they, when required or when necessary, the security guys can basically retract them into the ground. The middle one actually looks like it's already retracted. Probably didn't pop back up again. This one's only part way, but yeah, they're prevent people from driving onto the property, causing damage on the Parliament grounds. Or, driving a car bomb up to the Parliament. Luckily, there hasn't been a lot of that kind of terrorist activity in Canada. We're lucky. There was that one incident back in, was it 2014, where a gunman decided to, does that mean no crossing? Yeah, exactly. A gunman decided to open fire at the War Memorial and then over here to the Parliament buildings, trying to get in. And Jedi since she's back, and there was one of the officers was killed in the process. And there's a little memorial to him over by the National War Memorial as well. But yeah, the Parliament buildings right now, obviously this time of night they're not open to the public, but they do some public visitor tours. You got the black SUVs here, the Parliamentary Police Services or something like that they're called, and basically just making sure people don't do the crazy stuff uh, on the Parliament grounds. And yeah, because this is where we started the broadcast earlier. So there's the through there is the Centennial Flame, also known as the Eternal Flame, which is how I remember it from my school days and growing up. And I think it was grade 8. We took a class trip to Ottawa. It was like a 3 or 4 day trip. It's nice though, yeah. I mean, just look at that, beautiful. Very British in its styling. So you just made like a giant circle. Yeah. When can you visit that? I don't know if I'll have to see if I get the time. If I go through my process and do what I need to do, and have a little bit of spare time, maybe I'll try and do a tour of the Parliament buildings. There we go. We got a walk signal. Let's go across because the Spark Street Mall is down this way. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, kind of a giant circle. I backtracked a couple of times and did a few loop-to-loops through the Byward Market there. But yeah, now we're back at the Capitol building. So down here is the Spark Street Mall. See if I can figure out exactly where it is. And it's actually a very fairly famous shopping district as well. And then, oh, I see Spark Street. Just have to determine which direction the actual mall is, per se. Shopping, yeah. And of course, it's not going to be open for shopping right now, but there might be still a couple of restaurants and stuff. And here we go, another Canadiana tourist gift shop. A couple of loons dressed as Mounties. That's hilarious. Well, one interesting thing about the Spark Street Mall, when we get down to it, yeah, this is actually the area. I hear activity and people hollering and screaming and laughing in the distance. Got this great sculpture. Here, let's go take a look at this one quickly. Wait for vehicles to go by. Don't want to get hit. It's quieter. Well, this portion, there's not really a lot of activity going on, but apparently behind me, which we'll go to very briefly or very shortly, is a bit of a restaurant area too. So, gonna cross here. Just want to take a look at this bear. This is a very awesome bear. It's very disproportionate for a bear. It looks more like a person's body proportions than a bear's, but because the legs look way too long. But it's like a bear cub, and hey, I need to go. A friend just called. Great seeing you. Thanks again for the tour. All the best. Catch you again soon. Yes, thank you. Great to hear from you, Elena. What stereotyping? But yeah, bears fishing. Having the salmon and everything. Bear cub and probably the mother bear. What was stereotyping? I missed what you're referring to. The hollering and hooting and hollering and everything, or. Yeah, let's head over back in this direction. Or you mean, okay, now I think I figured it out. The loons, Canadian loons wearing the Mountie outfits, yeah. Well, it's all the Canadiana stuff. It's either Mounties or beavers or loons or something, It's like, how much more Canadian stereotype can you get? Yeah. What was it? I'm trying to remember. There was something always being advertised. It was back in the 80s, or Moose, yeah. The loons, Mounties, yeah. Okay, so that was what it was. There we go. The Burke's Building. There was something. It was a service or something being advertised. It was at 56 Spark Street. I always remember that address being read out on the television. I can't remember what it was. So I don't know if Jedi Cinchi, if you can do a quick search on what 56 Spark Street was, Ottawa. It was either CBC something or it might have been like the Heritage Canada or the what is it? hinterland, one of the conservation societies or something like that. Now here we have another Ottawa sign, but there's something odd about this one. Something odd about this one. Ah, that's creative. Maybe that's what they're intending. I think that's actually what they're intending, because there's the T. There's a T missing, so it gets you to you get to stand in place of the second T that's missing. That's hilarious. So yeah, this part of Spark Street is actually pretty quiet, but the subway, they're closed. Dentists, fitness places, clothing stores, lots of stuff that's not really open. I think Spark Street Mall is actually very quite often frequented and recognized by the government. 56 Park Street, most famous address. Okay, just a quick one sentence. What was it? What was the place? So always remember that on television. 56 Park Street, Ottawa. Is that why there's no T, so you can do that? I think so. My first thought was, oh no, somebody vandalized the second T. But didn't look at the police spot where it needs to be mounted. It's perfectly clean on the deck where it was, or where it should be. So there we go. I think that's why. Check for traffic. Again, it's fairly quiet here right now. So yeah, here we got a little patio. It is actually a lot quieter here on the Spark Street Mall. So, oh, it's a beer markt. Little pub, German style craft beers, and this is the Spark Street item of interest that I was hoping to show you guys. So yeah, we definitely have some music playing. So these guys are open, but there's nobody on the patio, probably mostly because of the weather. But yeah, this is the thing that I wanted to show you guys. Beer Markt has this little cherub baby character that apparently is supposed to be urinating off the front canopy. Millions of Canadians of a certain age can still remember hearing that distinctive voice floating through the airwaves. This is Lotta Hitchmanova of the Unitarian Service. Oh, okay, 56 Spark Street, Ottawa 4. There we go. That's what it was. Unitarian Service. And here's the CBC building. 172 Spark Street, CBC Radio Canada. Yeah, so there we go. So yeah, Spark Street obviously a lot quieter than the Byward Market. She was a doctor. Okay, so there we go. So as there's not that much more to see here, I'll switch camera back again so I can chat with you guys. I've seen that on a commercial, that statue. Oh, little cherub? Yeah, urinating cherub. That's quite funny. But yeah, I mean, there's lots of little tables and patio areas around here and a couple of little market booths, but everything's closed up for the night here. Through almost daily TV and radio PSAs in the 1960s and 70s, Lotta made 56 Spark Street perhaps Canada's most famous address. There we go. Thank you, Katie. Yeah, it's totally quiet here. I mean, there's even a Tim Hortons here that's closed. That's unheard of. So it's 10 to 9 on a Saturday night. So the entire Ottawa nightlife, I guess. Oh yeah, that's Haps Nightlife was last week, right? So I don't know what this week's theme is, but this would have been a good one for nightlife. I know Christina did the Welland and Niagara Falls nightlife a few days ago. Oh, she's still got a website, lotta56sparks.ca. Nice. So I think that's Byward Market. Le Marché By is the nightlife spot. A bit like Oshawa nightlife. Yeah, exactly. I think we had more Oshawa nightlife than she had Welland nightlife. Of course, once you got to Niagara Falls, there was lots of stuff going on. People all over the place, and the Hard Rock Cafe and the Clifton Hill Entertainment District and stuff like that. So You could have got Timbits, yeah, exactly. Again, the whole wheat thing. If there were gluten-free Timbits, yeah, maybe. But alas, no. So we're going to come back around this way. So we're going to turn the corner and it got really windy again. I think the wind comes off the river because the river is just ahead over here. So going to do one more little stop, then we're go right in front of the Parliament buildings because we're almost at 2 hours. I'm going to close off at 2 hours and go get myself back to where I'm staying so I can check in with them and do a little bit of evening research. So I'm going to change cameras again and check out this big old building. If I remember correctly, and I can't exactly remember correctly, so don't quote me on it, but if someone wants to double check, this is the Supreme Court of Canada building, and it's just to the west of the Parliament buildings. So we're going to cross the street over here. Let's push the button. Oh, it doesn't make a sound or light. Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah, you know, just like you, we don't eat wheat. It's not an allergy necessarily. Like we're not celiac or anything, but the it's the wheat specifically that we try to avoid. As we we subscribe to the blood type diet, and luckily we're both blood type A. That isn't supposed to eat processed wheat. So yeah, ancient grains, things like kamut and spelt, and even oats and barley and stuff like that, we're okay with, but not wheat. Yeah, wheat is one of those taboos. You know, somebody's little personal space here. Get a lot of that happening as well in downtown. Do we use almond flour? I'm trying to remember if we've cooked with almond flour. It's mostly rice flour, and we usually buy the pre-made mixes. Right, so all we have to do is add like the eggs and oil and water kind of thing, or eggs and milk. We don't bake from scratch. You've probably seen some of our baking broadcasts, which have been, you know, tragedy / comedy in various capacities. But yeah, I mean, something like almond flour would be fine too for us because neither of us has any nut allergies. What was the cross street? Oh, this is Wellington, and I think that was Bank Street that we just came up. So it'll be just west of the Parliament building. So you've got the Parliament Hill, you've got the West Block, and then the next big building to the west of that, I believe, is the Supreme Court of Canada. So I think that was at Bank Street. I can't remember. If I find a plaque along here, I hopefully can tell as well. What's this one? National Press Building. Wow, can't actually tell what's the National Press Building. Parliamentary Press Gallery upholds one of Canada's fundamental rights, freedom of speech. Is the role to inform Canadians about the operations of their democracy. In 1967, the Press Gallery offices on Parliament Hill were overcrowded, but reporters were reluctant to move away from the centre of Canadian political life. The government solved the problem by offering to lease 150 Wellington Street, which is right across National Press Building. Once known as the Norlight Building, and today referred to as the National Press Building. News media representatives have their offices here, and thousands of press conferences have taken place at this location. History is made by Parliament, but is often announced from this building into the heart of the capital. There you go, in the heart of the capital. I have no need to go to the Supreme Court yet. Yeah, hopefully none of us ever do. You know, whether it's Supreme Court of Canada or the U.S. Supreme Court or anything to that degree. You know, I have. Oh, okay, yeah. So we'll keep going along here. This is O'Connor Street, which comes up to the front front gates of the West Block of Parliament. Supreme Court Building, 301 Wellington Street, Ottawa. That's the one. Thank you, Katie. Hey, Craig, how are you? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Join us. Coming up actually close to the end of the broadcast because I'm in an hour and 56 minutes, so I'm going to wrap up at around 2 hours. I'm just walking back to Parliament Hill, and from there I will do one last shot of the Parliament building and the Centennial Flame. Hello, Prime Minister Martin. Grand Admiral Thrawn, how art thou? Thank you for joining. Again, towards the end of the broadcast, right? By all means, in the next few minutes, once I've signed off, feel free to watch the replay. Good, good. How are you doing? Doing okay. Doing a bit of personal discovery and making use of slightly better mental health services in Ottawa, in our nation's capital. So, been watching Lower Decks. We haven't caught up on any of the new stuff. As a matter of fact, we realized there were a couple of season 1 episodes that we missed. So, we were watching a couple of those. I love the one with when Riker with the man, what was the Titan, the USS Titan, comes in and rescues them from the Pakleds, and all the interactions with Troy and Riker. That's hilarious. Ooh, that's good. Mind melding with mentally stable Vulcans. Exactly. So check this building out again. This is one I was showing at the beginning with the little projection windows, showing little images of First Nations culture stuff. Trying to see if they're actually changing or not. Okay, cool. See, cool. Yeah, cool. Yeah, it's really neat. I'm trying to see what the building actually is. Don't see a sign on it. But yeah, we're going to go up here and well, it's Parliamentary Protective Services. It's the black SUVs on the Parliament grounds to keep an eye on things. But we'll go up through the main central gate again, which again has got the bollards to keep lunatics from driving their car onto the. Is Batman there? Where? Actually, funny you should mention that. Over at the Byward Market, there is actually a Batman performer posing for photographs, promoting the local business association. So that's hilarious that you should mention Batman. I saw that when I arrived here last night. So there we go, folks. Canada's Parliament buildings, the seat of our federal government. And we have, you should dress as a Klingon and fight him. Yeah, really. I don't have any of my costumes with me. I came with a bare minimum 1 suitcase and a computer bag with an iPad in it. So here we have the Centennial Flame. This is where we're going to finish off our broadcast for the night. Centennial Flame, which burns round the clock, 24/7, 365, and has for decades and decades and decades. And around it are the plaques of the 10 provinces and 3 territories of Canada. And around that right now is a tribute to Every Child Matters. So a lot of people have donated, shoes and little plush toys and animals and gifts and flowers and offerings. Oh, listen to that. This is where we started 2 hours ago. We'll wait for the bells. In black and white, they look like skulls. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, it actually does look like it's a minute late. I see that as well. My clock says 9:09. So yeah, it's funny. Every once in a while, you can smell a little bit of unburned natural gas from parts of the flame. I guess they get snuffed out by the wind, but the gas bubbles up through the water in the fountain, and then you know, the light from the flame. But yeah, these is all for the you know, for the awareness of the 216 getting high from the smell of the gas. A little lightheaded, maybe. It's a big, wide open space here. There's not enough to affect. Toll the bells for the so to basically raise awareness and you know, support of the plight of the children in the First Nations, the residential schools, and you know, the recent discovery in BC of the 216 unmarked graves of children from one of the residential schools, or a couple of residential schools. So this is a big thing in Canada right now. The Every Child Matters with the orange T-shirts and the orange banners. So all of these offerings brought by people, all put around the Centennial Flame. Very cool. And then a bit of overflow. We got more offerings here. They're all like shoes of various styles and sizes, and little plush toys, and you know, jackets and sweaters and little. Oh, he's not hotboxing, exactly that. A little hard to hotbox when I've got open sky above me. You know, it's cloudy, but the clouds in the level isn't that low. Right? So there we go. Canada's Parliament, Centennial Flame. Do this Centennial Flame behind me. Here, it'll be like, there we go. My head is on fire. So, folks, did you watch William Shatner's penetration of space in Blue Horizon? Yeah. No, I didn't actually. No. Wellington Building, 180 Wellington Street, Ottawa. 180 Wellington. Oh, the one with the projecting lights. Yeah. So there we go. So, folks, I am just beyond the 2-hour mark. This has been the thing that looks like a willy. Yeah, I know. It reminds me, I think a lot of other people pointed out, it looks like Dr. Evil's rocket ship from Austin Powers. 6-story office block. Okay, yeah. Prominently located on the south side of Wellington, facing Parliament Hill. There we go. If Jeff Bezos Dr. Evil, yeah. Yeah, really. Nonetheless, yeah. So I'm gonna close things off here. Christina and I, over the next little while, are probably going to be doing alternate broadcasts back and forth. She is doing Fan Expo. Good night, Martin. Be careful getting back to where you need to be. I will keep you in my thoughts. Thank you so much, and don't forget Christina as well. Next weekend, she is doing Fan Expo. The Wings and Things panel is Friday at 5:30 p.m. The Production to Cosplay panel is Saturday at 5:15 p.m. And it's down at the Metro Toronto Convention Center down on Front Street, right next to the CN Tower. And she still needs some helpers for Saturday. Friday's pretty much covered. Sunday, there's no panels, but she's going to do a walk around in costume and pose for pictures and stuff like that. Katie will be there. I know Lisa will be there on the Friday. And we got a couple of other friends, some who are volunteering for the convention that can help out a little bit. Bye, Captain Kirk. Thank you very much. But yeah, anyone in the Toronto area, Newfoundlander, if you're still watching, if you're interested in helping out, drop me a line. Send me a line on Facebook Messenger or something like that, and let's chat. So I can hook you up with, put you into schedule if you're able. There are passes. She's got 3 passes for helpers. So if there's anybody that doesn't already have a Fan Expo pass, if I could, I would help. I'm in Arizona, wishing I could be in Toronto. Yeah, it's a bit of a trip, and the borders are still a little dicey, right? I don't know if you call that essential travel or not. So anyway, folks, thank you for joining. Thank you for walking around Ottawa with me. I mean, there's so much more to see in Ottawa. I might do a few more like this, and a few other talk broadcasts and stuff like that. But I'm going to go back to where I'm staying, touch bases, check in with them, and do a little bit more research, a bit more job hunting, start to look for the apartment trends and stuff like that. Already have a bit of an idea, but I want to sort of solidify that search a little and start the ball rolling on that. All right, folks, as Christina would say, respect yourself more than anyone else can, and all will be fine. Self-love, self-respect, all very, very important, and that's something that both she and I are working um, on rekindling a lot of that. And as stay woke, yeah, missed the first 90 minutes, we'll replay. Thank you, Rick. Awesome. Lots of great stuff to see on tonight's broadcast. So thank you all. And remember, the Remember Me broadcast will be November 1st. The deadline closed on Friday night, the 15th, for people who have submitted to be able to submit their names. So Christina has the list, and she's going to be sorting all of that out. And with luck, I will be able to take part in that broadcast. We'll see how things go, and we'll see you all again really soon. Like I usually say. Bye, Martin. Thanks, folks. Take care.